It is an absolute privilege and delight at this time to be able to introduce to you our baccalaureate guest speaker tonight, Miss Leanne Tibbets. Leanne Tibbets is a woman of many titles. She is the reigning Miss World Cayman Islands, who lives by the motto, be the change. She is one of the 4 female pilots of our national airline, Cayman Airways. She is also a commissioned officer of the Cayman Islands Cadet Corps, a mental health first aider, and much more. Ms. Tibbets holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Aviation Management with Flight and a minor in Aviation Environmental Science from Florida Institute of Technology. While at Florida Institute of Technology, she served as the president of the Florida Tech Women in Aviation, was vice president of the Florida Caribbean Students Association, along with several other leadership roles. Upon returning home to Cayman, Ms. Tibbets has worked for Civil Aviation Authority, followed by Hazard Management Cayman Islands, then made history as one of the first recruits employed with the Cayman Islands Coast Guard. Throughout this time, she has also owned and managed 2 businesses. She enjoys spending her time volunteering and giving back to her community. As a woman of faith, she hopes to be remembered as someone who was wholeheartedly dedicated to the service of others above self. Ms. Tibbets is an alumna of Triple C School, the class of 2015. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Tibbets to the podium.
Hello, everyone. Did not anticipate being here almost a decade later. Alas, here we are. So today I'm going to kick off with a question. And when I ask this question, you don't have to react just yet. So, how many of you in here believe in Jesus? Don't raise your hand or nothing. Blink really hard. Let me know. Alright, just so I can gauge the room. Alright, great. Class of 2024, we are here today to celebrate you, your accomplishments, your achievements. But tomorrow, well, after tomorrow, will be day 1 of possibly a lot of uncertainty, a lot of new things. Some of you are going to college, whether that be locally or overseas. Some of you are staying here working. Some of you said, all right, I'm tired, I'm gonna take a year off, I don't know. But nonetheless, there may be a lot of uncertainty. And the one thing that I can guarantee that is probably gonna come up is seeking purpose. And today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to find that. But before I continue, I want to ask you all a few questions, and I want you all to pay attention as they raise their hands. How many of you have pulled all-nighters to get the grades that you wanted? Okay. How many of you have played sports during this time? How many of you held leadership roles during this time? How many of you participated in extracurricular activities? Alright. How many of you work part-time? Alright. Now you all see how many people raise their hands, but what is not being considered or may not have been considered is how much sacrifices they would have had to make, whether that be time with friends, going the extra mile in practices, plus making a good grades. As you can see, they have a lot on their plates. But I want to say that your struggles, your silent tears, your silent prayers. The thing is, no one knows that you have also made mistakes during this time. You know, we see their accomplishments, their achievements, but how many mistakes do you make? But that's not the focus. The focus would be the lessons from those mistakes that got you to where you are today. And because of those failures and mistakes, I actually want to give you all a round of applause for being able to experience them, learn from them, and be present today. Just give them a round of applause. Now, I hate to break the news to you, but in this next chapter, you unfortunately will have more struggles. But you will find peace and purpose. But here's how. I'm going to read for you a poem called Holes. It's by Scott Lewis and elders of his mission. And I want everyone in this room today, and I hope you all, I pray that God will reveal this to you, whatever He has to place in your heart through this message. Just close your eyes for me. Yes, I can see everybody's eyes. You can see me, the eyes and close. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Yeah. Okay. Now receive this poem as best as you possibly can. Just open your heart to receive it. The poem holds. I had been in that hole for a very long time, in the dark and the damp, in the cold and the slime. The shaft was above me, I could see it quite clear, but there was no way I could ever reach it from here, nor could I remember the world way up there, so I lost all my hope and gave in to despair. I knew nothing but darkness, the floor and the walls. Then off in the distance, I heard someone call, "Get up, get ready. There's nothing the matter. Take rocks and old sticks and build up a fine ladder." This had never occurred to me, had not crossed my mind. But I started to stack all the stones I could find. When I ran out of stones, then old sticks were my goal. For one way or another, I'd get out of that hole. So I soon had a ladder that was sturdy and tall, and I thought, I'll soon leave this place once and for all. I climbed up my ladder. It was no easy chore, for from lifting those boulders, my shoulders were sore. I climbed up the ladder, but soon had to stop, for my ladder stopped short, some 10 feet from the top. I climbed back down my ladder and started to cry. I had done all I could and gave my best try. And in spite of my work in this hole, I must die. And all I could do was sit and think, why? Was my ladder too short? Or my hole much too deep? Then from way upon high a voice, "Do not weep." And then faith, hope, and love entered my chest, as the voice said to me that I had done my best. It said, "You've worked very hard, and your labor's been rough, but the ladder you've built is at last tall enough. Do not despair. You have reason to hope. Just climb up your ladder. I'll throw down my rope." I climbed up the ladder, then climbed up the cord. When I got to the top, there stood the Lord. I couldn't be happier. My struggle was done. I blinked in the brightness that came from the sun. I fell to the ground. His feet did I kiss. I cried, "What can I do to repay thee for this?" Then he looked all about him. There were holes in the ground. They had people inside and were seen all around. There were thousands of holes. They were damp, dark, and deep. Then the Lord turned to me and he said, "Feed my sheep." Then he went on his way to help other lost souls, and I got right to work, calling down to the holes, "Get up, get ready, there's nothing the matter. Take rocks and old sticks and build up a fine ladder." It now was my turn to spread a good word, the most glorious message that man ever heard, that there's one who is willing to save one and all, and we've got to be ready when he gives the call. He pulls us all out of the hole that we're in and saves all our souls from death and from sin. Do not lose faith. There is reason to hope. Just build up your ladder. He'll throw down your hope. You can open it. Now the purpose is simple, or it seems very simple. Believe in Jesus, keep his commands, and spread the good news. Now there's only one way to do this, and that's with a relationship with him, and I don't have the time to teach you all that, but what I can tell you, and it's been mentioned tonight over and over and over again, you have to pray. And if you don't know how to pray, ask the Holy Spirit to teach you how. When you have a relationship with Jesus, I can promise you, you will always have purpose in any forms of trials that you have in this life. And I'll now ask my good friend Miss B to hand you all a bookmark. I saw that you all will be receiving a Bible tonight, so you all can pop that bookmark. It is the point. If you ever feel discouraged, make sure to take a look at it. And I can assure you, I still read my Bible that I got right here in this church too. It's right on my nightstand as we speak. So thank you all for having me tonight, and I hope the message was well received.